Hello students, welcome to this video lecture on funding. Earlier we discussed what is funding, different types of funding, different types of investors, and what are the challenges involved in funding. In this video lecture, we will see what are the strategies that can be followed to earn funding, to get funding. Strategies. First one is active owner strategies. It refers to the methods and practices used by business owners or investors to play an active role in the management, direction, and long term success of their ventures. Unlike passive owners who may take a back seat and rely on the management team to run the business, active owners are deeply involved in decision making, strategy formulation, and operational oversight. Their involvement can vary in intensity, but their key goal is to ensure that the business remains on track to meet its goals, particularly when it comes to social impact or business growth. So, here the owner plays a crucial role. He will not be passive, he will not be silent, he will be acting, he will be involved in all the activities, right from decision making to uh, everything, right? Strategic decision making involvement. Next one is active owners often directly influence key decisions regarding the company's direction, product offerings, and market approach. They may regularly participate in board meetings, product development discussions, and business model adjustments. Example: a social entrepreneur who has invested time and resources into their venture may steer the company toward new partnerships that amplify its social impact based on their vision of community needs and strategic goals. Next one is monitoring and performance oversight. Active owners monitor performance regularly, reviewing financials, operations, and impact metrics. They ensure the company adheres to its mission and achieves its strategic goals. Example: in social enterprises, an active owner might focus on both the financial sustainability and the measurable social outcomes. Example: the number of people benefiting from the enterprise's services. Building organizational culture. Active owners help to shape the company's culture by establishing values, norms, and practices that align with the mission. They promote an organizational environment that encourages innovation, teamwork, and social responsibility. Example: in a social venture, an active owner might instill values of fairness, equity, and inclusivity within the organizational culture, ensuring that these values permeate the day to day work of all employees. Resource allocation and investment. Next one. Active owners are involved in decisions related to resource allocation, including finances, human capital, and time. They ensure that the company has the necessary resources to meet its goals and may directly invest in areas where the business needs support. A social entrepreneur might allocate more resources to community outreach programs or invest in technology that improves social service delivery. Hands on leadership and mentorship. Active owners often provide mentorship and guidance to the management team, offering strategic insights and leadership advice to drive performance. Example: in a social venture, an owner might work closely with the leadership team to refine the business model or ensure that employees are motivated and aligned with the social mission. Next one is market and environmental scanning, explanatory details. Active owners are keenly aware of changes in the market, regulatory environment, and social trends. They adapt the business strategy to these external factors and position the company to seize new opportunities or mitigate risks. Example: if a new government policy is introduced that supports renewable energy, an active owner of a social enterprise in the energy sector might pivot the company's focus to take advantage of the policy's benefits. Network expansion and partnership building. Explanatory details. Active owners leverage their networks to create strategic alliances, partnerships, and collaborations that can accelerate growth or amplify social. Example: a social entrepreneur focused on healthcare might partner with NGOs or government entities to expand access to health services in underserved areas. Next one is risk management and adaptation. Active owners are responsible for identifying risks to enterprise, both external, market, political and economic, and internal, operational inefficiencies, employee turnover, etc., and proactively working to mitigate them. Example: if a social enterprise faces financial strain due to unforeseen market conditions, an active owner might step in with new funding or restructure the organization to ensure sustainability. In summary, active owner strategies emphasize a proactive, hands on approach to managing and guiding a venture, particularly for social enterprises that balance financial and social goals. Active owners are not just financiers, they are strategic leaders, risk management managers, mentors, and advocates for both their organizations and the communities they serve. Through active involvement, these owners ensure that their enterprises remain agile, impactful, and sustainable in the long term. Next one is publicly traded and private market investments. In the context of social entrepreneurship and investment, publicly traded and private market investments represent two distinct avenues for funding and growth. Each type of market operates under different conditions and opportunities for social entrepreneurs. Screening, impact first and versus financial first investments, and guarantees are key concepts for navigating these markets effectively. Publicly traded investments. Explanation: publicly traded investments refer to stocks and bonds that are bought and sold on public exchanges such as the Bombay Stock Exchange or National Stock Exchange in India, or major global exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange. Social impact considerations. Investors in publicly traded markets may consider social responsibility and environmental sustainability alongside traditional financial performance. Many institutional investors now focus on environmental, social, and governance factors to make investment decisions. Screening process for publicly traded investments. Screening involves evaluating a company's operations, financial health, and impact performance before deciding to invest in its publicly traded shares. Financial screening: evaluating the financial health and performance of a company, focusing on profitability, growth prospects, and risk factors. Impact screening: assessing the social and environmental impact of the company's activities, ensuring they align with investors' goal in addition to financial returns. Example: a social enterprise involved in renewable energy may be evaluated for both its profit margins and its environmental impact. Impact first versus financial first investment. Impact first investment. Investors prioritize the social or environmental impact of the company, even if it means accepting lower financial returns. This approach is common in the social stock market or when companies focus on societal outcomes such as clean energy or healthcare. Example: investing in a company that works to reduce carbon emissions even if the financial returns are modest. Next one is financial first investment. The primary goal is financial return, with social or environmental impact considered secondary. Investors in these cases of focus more on the potential for growth and financial stability. Example: a large corporation investing in the IT sector for high returns with a minimal consideration for social impact. Screening, next one is, it's even more critical in private markets as the investor will need to evaluate both financial potential and social impact from much closer perspective. Financial screening: assessing the company's potential for growth, revenue generation, and the financial risks involved. This often includes detailed due diligence, examining business models and market conditions, impact screening, evaluating whether the company's mission aligns with the investor's social or environmental goals. Investors may also look at the measurable outcomes that the enterprise has achieved in terms of social impact, such as job creation or improved healthcare access. Next one is impact first investment. Similar to the publicly traded market, but even more common to the private sector, especially within social impact investing, investors focus on the measurable social outcomes, even if this means sacrificing financial returns. Example, Acumen Fund provides patient capital to business providing services to low-income communities, such as affordable healthcare or clean water, even if financial returns are slower. Financial first investment. These investors focus primarily on financial returns with less emphasis on the social mission. However, private market investments in social enterprises are generally a balance between the two. Example, a venture capitalist investing in a fintech startup with a focus on scalability and profitability, though it also provides some social benefits like financial inclusion. Next one is guarantees. Guarantee in the publicly traded market can come in the form of a guaranteed black bonds or financial instruments that assure repayment in the event of a default or underperformance. Example, green bonds are a type of publicly traded investment where investors are assured that their capital will go into projects aimed at combating climate change, with the government or a reputable institution providing guarantees for repayment. Private market investments. Private market investments refer to investments in companies that are not publicly listed in a stock exchange. So these could include venture capital, private equity, impact investment funds, or angel investments. Social enterprises often seek private investments to secure growth capital while maintaining more control over their operations. In private market investments, guarantees are not as common as in public markets, but investors may secure certain agreements that would ensure a level of protection. Revenue based financing or debt financing may come with guarantees or preferred returns for the investors. Example, in a social impact bond or development impact bond, investors might receive guaranteed payments if the social outcomes are met. Example, poverty reduction, job creation. So this is a table, criteria, publicly traded investments, private market investments. So investment strategy can be impact first or financial first, commonly blends both impact and financial goals. Next one is screening process, ESG screening, financial health assessment, in-depth due diligence on financials management and impact. Types of investors, institutional investors, mutual funds, and government-backed funds, venture capitalists, impact investors, and investors. Guarantees, the government bond, green bonds, or other financial guarantees. Less common but involve revenue-based guarantees or convertible debt. Social impact focus. Secondary focus primarily driven by financial performance. Primary focus with financial returns considered secondary. Liquidity. Highly liquid, can be sold anytime on the stock exchange. Less liquid, investments are tied up for long-term periods. Capital raise method, IPOs, green bonds, public offerings, venture capital, private equity, impact investing, funds. Conclusion. Publicly traded investments provide a more liquid, regulated, and open marketplace for both financial and socially conscious investors. They are typically more suitable for large scale, well established social enterprise or projects that can show both solid financial performance and measurable social impact. Private market investments, on the other hand, allows for more flexibility in terms of social outcomes, investor involvement, and funding amounts. They are ideal for early stage social enterprises that need capital and resources for growth but are not yet ready. Ultimately, the screening process, the investors focus on impact versus the financial returns and the type of guarantees offered are crucial elements in designing the appropriate investment approach. Social enterprises must carefully consider these factors when determining which type of market suits their growth and social impact objectives. Impact investment and overview. Impact investing refers to investments made into companies, organizations, and funds with the intention to generate measurable social and environmental impact alongside a financial return. It goes beyond traditional investing by focusing on solving real world problems like poverty, education, clean energy, and healthcare access. It seeks a blended value, combining financial return with social value. Impact investor categories. Investigators or impact investors vary in their motivations and goals. They can be grouped based on their return expectations and improve impact priorities. So once again a table, component and explanation. Impact investment. Investments that aim for measurable social environmental impact with financial returns. Financial first investors seek strong profits. Impact is secondary. Impact first investors prioritize social environmental good and accept lower or patient financial returns. Hybrid investors aim for a balance between impact and financial performance. Hybrid transaction combine grant, equity, and debt structures for customized finance. Public private partnerships collaboration between government and private players to achieve impact at scale. Diverse approaches. Impact investing includes varied instruments, sectors, and investor types. Additional behavior, psychological and emotional factors that shape how impact investment decisions are made. Next one is patient capital. What it is? Capital provided with the understanding that returns, financial and social, will take longer to materialize. Why it is important? Social enterprises working in challenging environments, example rural areas, vulnerable communities, need time to rest, refine and prove their models. So, who provides it? Philanthropic functions, family offices, impact first investors. Example, an investor funds a non-profit that creates affordable water purification systems for rural India, knowing profits may take years. Why it is? Investment aimed at scaling up social ventures that have already proven their model viability. Why it is so important? Growth capital enables organizations to expand reach, increase efficiency, and create a window define uh, create a wider social impact. Who provides it? Venture capital firms, development finance institutions, and financial first impact investors. Example, a for-profit edtech startup that has successfully improved school attendance in urban slums gets funded to scale nationally. Investment decision process. First one is sourcing opportunities. Investors look for mission aligned entrepreneurs through networks, pitch events, and accelerators or referrals. Initial screening. A basic check to see if the enterprise matches their impact theme, geography, and financial parameters. Due diligence, a detailed examination of the organization's team, model, financials, and impact potential. Decision making, investment commits weight the risk, return, and alignment with the investor's goals before approval. Deal structuring. Investors customize their investment type, equity, debt, hybrid, based on the enterprise's needs and their return expectations. Post investment engagement. Investors support with governance, mentorship, strategic advice, and performance tracking. One size does not fit all. What do you mean by that? Every social enterprise has different tools based on its stage, sector, and mission. Why it's important? Imposing a rigid funding model can harm mission driven startups. Customization leads to better understanding and impact. How it's done? Investors offers a very flexible financial instruments, example revenue-based finance, convertible bonds, and tailor support, technical help, marketing, market access, etc. A health may take up in an urban area may need equity. A community-led women's cooperative may benefit more from soft loans and capacity building grants. Due diligence process, team and governance. Are the founders ethical, mission driven, and capable? Is the governance structure transparent? Business model. Does the organization have a sustainable way to generate revenue or value? Impact metrics. What does what social environmental change is it creating? How is it being measured? Example, lives improved, emissions reduced. Legal and financial health. Are they legally compliant? Do they have clean financial records and risk management scheme? Exit strategy. Can the investor expect repayment or returns within the required time frame? If not, is the perfect everything well if not, is the perfect value high enough to justify it? Building partnerships to create impact. What it means? Collaborating across sectors, government, private, non-profit, to amplify social impact. Why it's very important? Social problems are complex and need coordinated multi-stakeholder responses. Benefits: access to new markets through public infrastructure, shared expertise between non-profits and corporates, policy support and legal case is from common bodies. Example, a sanitation social enterprise partners with the local government and the corporate CSR wing to scale clean toilets across school. Building partnership to create impact. Okay, this is the table. Time horizon, long patient capital. It takes 7 to 10 years, and here only 3 to 5 years. Return expectation, low, moderate impact phase, high, moderate, financially focused, used for early stage mission driven ventures, scaling existing successful ventures, risk appetite, high tolerant to future failure, slow returns, moderate expects growth and return. Investor type, foundations, family offices, development organization. VCs, DFIs, institutional impact reservoirs. For example, funding a social agri venture in tribal areas, expanding a solar startup from one city to 10 urban centers. Final thoughts: to create scalable and sustainable impact, social entrepreneurs and investors must choose the right type of capital, undergo a thorough decision and due diligence process, and embrace flexibility and partnerships. There is no universal blueprint. Each enterprise is unique, and success lies in the tailoring investment strategies that align capital with capacity, mission with marks, and impact with intent. Thank you.